the city of death. The air in Varanasi is thick. It tastes of smoke, marigolds, and the peculiar, sweet copper scent of burning flesh. This is Kashi, the city of light, the oldest living city on earth, where history is not written in books, but in the layers of ash that coat the stone steps leading down to the Ganges River. But we are not here for the temples. We are not here for the tourists taking boat rides at sunrise. We are here for the shadow side of Varanasi, the side that exists only in the flickering light of the cremation pyres. Walk north along the river, past the bustling main Ghats, and you reach a place where the laughter stops. The air grows hotter, the chanting grows louder. This is Manikarnika Ghat, the great cremation ground. Here, the fire never goes out. It has been burning for centuries, fed by an endless stream of bodies wrapped in gold and orange cloth. To the average Hindu, this is a sacred gateway, a place to burn the body so the soul can escape the cycle of rebirth. But to a small, secretive group of men sitting in the shadows, this is not just a funeral. This is a dining room. This is a temple. This is home. They are the Aghori. You might have seen pictures of them. Wild eyes staring out from a face smeared in white ash. A necklace of human bones rattling against a naked chest. A human skull held casually in one hand like a coffee cup. They are the dark saints of India. The most feared, the most misunderstood, and perhaps the most enlightened sect in the entire tapestry of Hindu mysticism. They are the men who eat the dead. But why? Is this madness? Is it black magic? Or is it a spiritual path so advanced, so terrifyingly pure, that the human mind instinctively recoils from it? Tonight, we peel back the layers of fear. We are going to step into the fire. We are going to sit with the Aghori, the philosophy of filth. To understand the Aghori, you must first destroy your own definition of holy. In the West, and even in mainstream Hinduism, holiness is about purity. We wear white. We bathe. We abstain from alcohol and meat. We separate the sacred from the profane. The Aghori looks at this separation and laughs. Their philosophy is rooted in Advaita Vedanta, radical non-duality. Advaita means not two. It is the belief that there is no division in the universe. There is no good and bad, no clean and dirty, no God and devil. There is only Brahman, the absolute, the one. If God is infinite, if God is everything, then God must be in the flower, but God must also be in the filth. God is in the temple, but God is also in the toilet. God is in the living child, but God is also in the rotting corpse. To reject the filth is to reject God. This is the core of the Aghori path. They believe that the human mind is trapped by 8 snares, or Ashta Mahapasha: shame, anger, fear, obsession, lineage, caste, and hatred. The strongest of these snares is disgust. When you look at human feces or a decaying body, you feel revulsion. That revulsion is the ego saying, I am better than this. I am separate from this. The Aghori attacks that ego with a sledgehammer. They embrace the impure to prove to themselves that purity is an illusion. This is why they smear their bodies with bhasma, human ash from the cremation grounds. When you see an Aghori covered in white dust, you are looking at the final state of humanity. He is wearing death. He is telling you, this is what you are. Why are you so proud of your clothes, your skin, your beauty? In the end, you are just a handful of dust. But the ash is just the beginning. The true test of an Aghori lies in what he puts inside his body. The skull and the flesh. The most iconic object in the Aghori's possession is the Kapala. This is a cup made from the top half of a human skull. It is not a prop. It is a necessary tool. Legend tells us that Lord Shiva, in a moment of rage, cut off the 5th head of the creator god, Brahma. As penance for this crime of killing a Brahmin, the skull stuck to Shiva's hand, and he was forced to wander the universe as an outcast, begging for food with the skull as his bowl. The Aghori imitates Shiva. He eats from the skull. He drinks water, liquor, and tea from the skull. By bringing the symbol of death to his lips every day, the Aghori kills the fear of death. But what goes into that skull is where the legends turn dark. Yes, they eat human flesh. This is the point where most people stop listening. It is the ultimate taboo. But we must be precise. The Aghori are not murderers. They do not kill people to eat them. They are scavengers. In India, not everyone is cremated. Children, pregnant women, holy men, and snakebite victims are often not burned. Their bodies are weighted with stones and sunk into the Ganges River. Sometimes, these bodies float to the surface. There are documented accounts, filmed by documentaries and witnessed by locals, of Aghori Babas pulling these decomposing remains from the river and consuming pieces of the flesh. To the Western mind, this is cannibalism. It is a crime against nature. To the Aghori, it is the ultimate sacrament. They believe that by eating the flesh of a corpse, they are reclaiming the energy of the dead. They are proving to the universe that this meat is no different than a vegetable. It is all matter. It is all Shiva. If they can eat it without revulsion, without vomiting, without judgment, they have conquered the mind. They have achieved samadhi, equal vision. They see no difference between a delicious meal and rotting meat. And it's not just flesh. There are rituals involving the consumption of urine and feces. It is a test of will that most of us cannot comprehend. It is a path of extreme intensity, designed to shatter the ego in a single lifetime, rather than waiting for 1,000 reincarnations. The first Aghori. Where did this begin? The lineage of the Aghori is ancient, likely evolving from earlier, even more extreme sects like the Kapalikas, skull-bearers, who existed over 1,000 years ago. But the modern Aghori tradition has a father, a man whose name is whispered with reverence and fear in Varanasi, Baba Kinaram. Born in the 1600s in a village near Varanasi, Kinaram was no ordinary child. Legends say that when he was born, he did not cry. He did not make a sound for 3 days. It was only when 3 wandering monks, believed to be manifestations of the gods Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, visited the house and whispered into his ear that he finally let out a wail. Kinaram was a restless soul. He felt the pull of the spiritual world early, leaving his arranged marriage before it could happen to wander the country in search of a guru. His journey took him to the Girnar mountains, where he is said to have had a vision of Dattatreya, the primordial guru of the Aghori lineage. But his true initiation happened in Varanasi. He came to the cremation grounds and saw a skull floating in the river. He watched as the fish ate the flesh, and he realized the circle of life. Baba Kinaram established the Kinaram stall in Varanasi, which remains the headquarters of the sect to this day. Unlike the solitary hermits of the cremation grounds, Kinaram was a community leader. He used his spiritual power to help people. He is said to have lived to the age of 150 or even 170 years. Stories of his miracles are endless. He could cure leprosy with a touch. He could command the river Ganges to rise or fall. He could turn water into oil. But his greatest miracle was his message: service to man is service to God. Despite their terrifying appearance, the Aghori lineage of Kinaram is deeply charitable. They run hospitals. They feed the poor. They take in the lepers that society has thrown away. This is the paradox of the Aghori. The man who eats human flesh is also the man who washes the wounds of the leper. The ritual of the corpse. Of all the rituals in the Aghori's arsenal, none is more secret, or more dangerous, than Shava Sadhana, the corpse ritual. This is the PhD of the Aghori path. It is not done by everyone. It is reserved for those who are ready to face the ultimate terror. The ritual must be performed on a moonless night, Amavasya, in the middle of the cremation ground. The Aghori finds a fresh corpse. In some traditions, it must be a specific type of corpse, a young man who died in battle, or a drowning victim. The body is washed and placed on the ground. The Aghori then sits on top of the corpse. Not next to it, on it. He sits on the chest of the dead man, crossing his legs in the lotus position. He is literally riding the vehicle of death. Alone, in the pitch black, surrounded by the screams of jackals and the crackle of burning wood, he begins to meditate. He chants mantras. He summons the energy of the Shmashantara, the goddess of the cremation ground. The goal is to awaken the spirit of the corpse. Legends say that if the ritual is successful, the corpse will begin to move. It might speak. It might open its eyes. It might try to throw the Aghori off. The Aghori must remain perfectly still. If he shows fear, if he breaks his concentration, the energy he has summoned will turn on him. It will drive him insane or kill him. But if he holds his nerve, if he conquers the fear, the spirit of the corpse submits. The corpse becomes a conduit. The Aghori gains dominion over the spirit world. He gains siddhis, supernatural powers, the power to heal, the power to see the future, the power to leave his own body. This is why people fear them. An Aghori who has completed Shava Sadhana is believed to hold the keys to life and death. Madness or medicine? Are you mad? This is the question every Aghori is asked. To the clinical psychologist, an Aghori checks every box for psychosis. They talk to invisible beings. They live in filth. They display antisocial behavior. But there is a method to the madness. The Aghori often pretends to be crazy. They call it crazy wisdom. If you approach an Aghori at the Ghats, he might scream at you. He might throw rocks. He might curse your family with the foulest language imaginable. Why? Because he wants to be left alone. He doesn't want followers. He doesn't want you to bow to him. He wants to do his work. By acting insane, he filters out the tourists and the casual seekers. Only the truly desperate, or the truly dedicated, will stay. And for those who stay, the madness often disappears. Sit with an Aghori long enough, and the screaming stops. The eyes clear. They will speak to you with a clarity and intelligence that is startling. They are also known as healers. The human oil, collected from the burning pyres, is used as medicine. The ash they smear on their bodies is believed to cure skin diseases. People come to them when modern medicine fails. A mother with a sick child. A man haunted by bad dreams. They come to the scary man in the ashes because they believe he has fought demons and won. The modern Aghori. But the 21st century has come for the Aghori, just as it has come for everyone else. Varanasi is changing. The electric crematoriums are replacing the wood pyres. The government wants to clean up the Ganges. And then there are the tourists. Today, if you walk the Ghats, you will see men dressed as Aghoris posing for photos. They hold out their skulls and ask for $10 for photo. These are often fakes. Actors in costume. The real Aghori does not want your money. He does not want your Instagram tag. The true practitioners have retreated deeper into the shadows. They are harder to find. They are moving to more remote cremation grounds, away from the prying eyes of YouTubers and bloggers. Yet, the tradition survives. It survives because it answers a question that technology cannot. We live in a world terrified of death. We hide our old people in nursing homes. We pump our bodies with chemicals to look young. We sanitize death until it looks like sleep. The Aghori forces us to look at the truth. He holds up the skull and says, "Look. This is you." He sits in the fire and says, "It burns, but the soul remains." He eats the filth and says, "It is all God." The light in the darkness. As the sun rises over the Ganges, the fire at Manikarnika Ghat is still burning. It will burn all day. It will burn all night. The Aghori gets up from his meditation. He shakes the ash from his hair. He is a terrifying figure, yes. A nightmare to some, but in a world of illusions, he might be the only one who is awake. He has done what we are all too afraid to do. He has walked into the darkness, faced the worst terrors of the human experience, and found the light on the other side. He is the dark saint. And he is waiting for us all, at the end of the road, in the smoke and the ash.